Okay, a lot of ground to make up, so we better just get going because it is. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Tuesday, September 6th. I'm multiple months behind, so let's see if I can get caught up and be disciplined to do it to get caught up. Anyway, but it's the 23rd week of Ordinary Time and the feast day of Saint Magnus of Füssen, Germany, southern Germany. That's what he was, St. Magnus. He was a missionary. But he's believed to have been a contemporary either of St. Gall, who's one of the 14 holy helpers, or St. Boniface. So the 600s, 700s, that time frame. He is a founder of St. Mang's Abbey in Füssen. And St. Magnus, is invoked for the protection of cattle as well as against eye diseases. Today's gospel, as we get back to it from a long delay, again, is from Luke chapter 6, verses 12 through 19. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit, amen. In those days he departed to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. When day came, he called his disciples to himself, and from them he chose 12, whom he also named apostles: Simon, whom he named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon who was called a zealot, and Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot who became a traitor. And he came down with them and stood on a stretch of level ground. A great crowd of his disciples and a large number of the people from all Judea and Jerusalem and the coastal region of Tyre and Sidon came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. And even those who were tormented by unclean spirits were cured. Everyone in the crowd sought to touch him, because power came forth from him and healed them all. All right, so we've got the mission of the 12, and then the ministering to a great multitude. And before all this takes place, we got to make sure and understand that before Jesus makes any huge decision, as we all should, and before he chooses his groupies, his disciples, he spent the night in prayer to God. He departed from everything, and he knew that the true source of everything that he was going to do was going to have to come directly from God the Father. So all those decision makings that he had to do, because he chose his circle of friends, his circle of trust. It was those 12, in which in that circle of trust we know that Judas betrayed him. Hence, even in Luke's gospel, he called Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. So that's got to be pretty rough on Judas's end for that small group, his circle of trust, those friends, that one of them still was a traitor, which I'm sure hurts Jesus so much. But he also knew it was going to happen in that divine mystery. So, two things. Because we also know that Jesus, like God and Peter, replaced Judas with Matthias to complete the 12, knowing that succession had to continue forward after Jesus was gone. So Peter selected Matthias later on down the road. So there's two things that we could use as a challenge for today. One, are we like Jesus in the sense that anytime we make a big decision or even a small decision, any decision, if we're truly after God's heart, like he is ours, do we go to Jesus, to God, in prayer before we make those decisions? And then also, whenever it comes to like maybe our friend group, are we aware that everybody in our friend group are sinners? We're all human, we are all weak, and mistakes can be made, just like Judas. But do we have the compassion and mercy to move forward and trust that no matter what bad ever happens from you or from them or somebody else, that God can make good out of all of it? So there it is. Have a great day. God bless. Keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.